Hi, Aries. This is Meg with Padmes, and I'm doing your love reading for March 2021. We're calling in your angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light. So I don't want to talk to anybody else. And we are looking for Aries energy and love in March 2021. Ooh. All right, Aries. Very first thing that we have jumping out here is some kind of foundation. Here's a marriage card, but it's reversed. So it's like a foundation for some type of relationship or endeavor. And this is a love reading. So this is about a relationship, some kind of bringing people together, coming from a place of a disruption in the foundation of that, a challenge in the foundation of that. Okay, let's see what else is going on for Aries. We're looking at your energy for March. Oh, Aries. Okay. Okay, Aries. I am seeing somebody feeling like they're single. The big picture is basically having it all together, calling the shots, being in your own energy. But this is, I mean, it can be a very independent person who is partnered. However, in this case, I feel like this is about single energy, single vibes. And there are three queens here. And this is the Lover's card, but it's in the placement for releasing this, release the idea that there's some kind of connection that has happened. This even could be like the breakup. So there's some resistance to things moving slowly. This looks like it was a fast breakup or a fast non-communication is what I'm hearing. It also is like there's something that happened quickly and swiftly without looking at the big picture, without seeing the big picture, coping with the big picture. It's also like something was said, or it's happening now, or it's going to happen. So beware if it's going to happen and it hasn't happened yet. But it's like some things are going to be said without having full knowledge or full understanding of the whole situation. But it looks like some fast and furious information that's going to happen, some communication that's going to happen that doesn't feel awesome, doesn't feel all that great. Your advice around this is kind of to hold your tongue, but also to get really, really clear on what your intrinsic intuition, your intrinsic intention is about this situation before you speak it. Before you speak it. There's something having to do with like I am surrendering to being by myself. I'm surrendering to some kind of recuperation and being by myself. Your higher self is like there's some vengeful feelings happening. So it's like somebody's upset, somebody's unplugging, they don't want to give their energy anymore, and there's some kind of vengeful type, pissed off, somebody did me wrong type of feelings. And then your angels and guides are talking about there is some kind of offer of love. There's an offer of love, but I'm pissed off about this. There's an offer of love, and I'm upset by this. Or there was an offer of love, but what is this about? I'm just going to ask for some clarification around this, Aries. There's an offer of love. Somebody's really angry. Like this is your higher self, and your higher self is commenting on you or the person you're dealing with being really angry about this other offer of love. There are three queens here. That doesn't mean three women or three men. I mean, it could mean either one. So like it feels like somebody had some feelings for someone else, but there was an offer of love to someone else outside of those first two. So, and somebody's pissed about it, and I want clarification around that. Right. It's like somebody was chosen over somebody else. And they're upset about that, Gemini. I will say this. the outcome is talking about being like this whole situation has created a heart, like a heart opening. So in the past, it was like not somebody didn't choose. I don't know if this is somebody didn't choose you, Aries, or if somebody, or if you didn't choose somebody, but it's like an unplugging from someone. Maybe even someone said, I want to be single, but they offered love to somebody else. This is, I'm not apologizing for not being in love. You don't need to apologize for not being in love. It is what it is. But here, your heart opens. It's almost like it opens to somebody else. So it's like as soon as you get comfortable being by yourself, Aries, or as soon as you get comfortable being on your own, surrendering to recovering or surrendering to just like being in your own space, there's some kind of offer of love. All right, I want to ask your higher self, what's going on with your energy this month, Aries? What's happening? And then part of you is like, I'm not protecting myself. I'm not standing up for myself, but I'm not standing up for anybody else either. Somebody, it's almost like somebody wants you to act a certain way or be a certain way, and you're just like, I don't want to though. I don't want to. It almost also feels like either that person is going to be really angry and say some words, or you're going to say, I've had enough. I'm not apologizing for not being in love. Whew. Aries, let's get some clarification with the Lenormand. So I want to know more about this. I'm not standing up for somebody, right? I'm choosing to kind of walk away from this. I'm choosing not to offer, not to make an offer to one person, but it looks like maybe make an offer to somebody else. Yeah, there is somebody else. It's like you want to make an offer to somebody else. There's the star. Okay, Aries. This person too, like this big picture of being on your own and having everything. It's like if you want somebody in your life, it's because they're adding to your life, not because you need them for some reason. That's what that energy is like too. So if you feel like you've been giving up all your resources to someone who's been like pulling your energy out of you, this other person doesn't seem like they will do that. Okay, I'm looking at the outcome here, and the outcome has to do with staying in your power, being in your power, staying in your power. I'm also asking for your happening now and into the near future, a little clarification with that. And yes, oh, so here's the fox. So this fox paired with this outburst of talking smack, basically. It seems like it's a little conniving. It seems like it's a bit, like self-serving. I mean, ultimately, this could be just angry words, and you could say it to somebody, or somebody else could say it to you. I want to know more about that. What's happening now and into the near future? I'm not going to apologize for not being in love. Like, that might be true, but it also might not be something that needs to actually be said out loud. And it looks like that's a possibility that it could be said out loud, right? And there's this feeling of like impending doom. What is that about? Impending doom. Yeah, the impending doom has to do with this conversation that's going to take place. And somebody's basically just going to be puffing their chest out, like roaring when they don't have to roar that loud. But it's like they're pushed until they just have just had it up to here, and then they just can't be pushed anymore. And it's a defense mechanism. It's a way to just like push people away. It's a way to like get out of my energy, go. So I want to ask about your advice, Aries. the first advice is being very clear in what your intentions are and how you feel. And wow. And then it's almost like state your purpose, state why you came, and then go about your business, be aloof and do what you got to do. You like, it almost seems like someone wants to engage you in conversation or even an argument. And on one hand, you could get into that argument and say something you maybe don't really need to say or want to say, or you want it to sound like that. And on the other hand, you could follow this advice and be like, look, here's the situation, this is the truth, and now I've got to back away. It's still true, but it's not as dramatic. That's what it seems like. Okay, Aries. Wow. Okay, so that's the energy of the month, standing in your power, opening your heart space, standing in your power, very possibly an offer of love with someone that feels like same star energy. So let me know how that is for the rest of the month and into the beginning of April. I'll see you next month. Hope you have a good one, Aries.